Welcome, I am Jody Comerford, Albany High School's principal. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Albany High School's 150th commencement ceremony. Although our ceremony will be a combination of both virtual and live, we are honored to share the celebration of our seniors with all of you. We will begin by honoring the integrity of our traditions in our virtual ceremony with the Pledge of Allegiance led by our senior class officers, Debar Zarzuela, Casey Sarda, and Alexis Savoy. Our national anthem by Emmanuel James, and Lift Every Voice by Esmeralda Jones.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing a rising sun of a new day begun, let us march on till victory is won.
Before we get started with our ceremony, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our board members and cabinet, the President of the Board of Education, Ann Savage, the Vice President, Vicki Smith, the Secretary of the Board, Tabitha Wilson, Board Member, Dr. Sridhar Chatur, Board Member, Hassan Elmanyawi, Board Member, Ellen Krejci, Board Member, Damaris Mann, our Superintendent of Schools, Kawita G. Adams, Deputy Superintendent of Business and Finance, Kimberly Roaring, Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Education, Lori McKenna, Assistant Superintendent of Elementary Instruction, Dr. Cecily Wilson-Turner, Assistant Superintendent for Assessment, Accountability, and Technology, Kent Baker, Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Karen Bechtel, Director of Communications and Operations, Ron Lesko, Human Resources Administrator, Matthew Petrin, Director of Grants and Program Development, Eileen Leffler. Lastly, I would like to introduce the Albany High School administrative team. Our team works tirelessly with our seniors starting in September of senior year, ensuring that all of our seniors succeed and make it to this special day today. Vice Principal Derek Gilmore, a Brooklyn Career and Technical Center Principal Andrea Marquez Clark, Citizenship Academy Principal Candy Antonetti, Assistant Citizenship Academy Principal Nicole Newman, Discovery Academy Principal Richard Shea, Assistant Discovery Principal Michael Lopez, Innovation Academy Principal Joseph Slicko, Assistant Innovation Academy Principal Kenneth Klein, Leadership Academy Principal Lawrence Moultrie, Assistant Leadership Academy Principal Alexandria Lacoste, and our night school program coordinators, Mr. Gregory Baker and Lindsay Simmons. Welcome, class of 2020 graduates, family, friends, and staff. It is my sincerest privilege to address the 150th graduating class of Albany High School. This graduating class represents over 150 years of the history of our school opening in September of 1868. As the school grew, it moved from State Street to Eagle Street, then housed between Washington and Western Avenues, to the current location since 1974. Now, all of you have been able to witness the transformation our current campus has taken in the rebuild and as we continue to grow. We are all so happy that you are part of celebrating our new building this year. As the end of the journey for you at Albany High School comes to a close, I would like you to remember our school community and how it brought you here today. While meeting with our valedictorian last week, she expressed how graduating had become so real. I told her how I felt the same way at my Albany High School graduation 26 years ago, and that I did not realize how much of an accomplishment graduation was until I was walking across the stage. I know for many of you, this will also be the case due to our school closure this March. Remember today, and all you have overcome in learning virtually this spring, and how your senior class has persevered during this time. In this moment today, you hold the power to continue to succeed for yourselves and families as you move on from high school. During this past school year, you have had to overcome many obstacles. First, being isolated from your friends and teachers, then in witnessing the social injustices many in our country face and continue to face. In the past few months, you have become activists in the community, honoring those in the nation who continue to face barriers of discrimination and inequality, just as Albany High School's first African American graduate did in 1877, showing how resilient and powerful you are in these trying times. On behalf of our school staff, we want you all to take these experiences and turn them into prospects to change your own futures and others. We want you to remember the opportunities our high school offered you and make the most of what is to come. We want to be able to call on you to mentor and work in our schools. And finally, we want all of you to continue to use your voice and strive for more in your next ventures. In meeting with our valedictorian, salutatorian, class officers, and seniors this year, we spoke about graduation during this unpredictable time. We talked about how senior events would be virtual and how we could still make them just as special and appreciated. I know many of you feel slighted because of these times, although you will be so much stronger in the end from this experience. Take in this moment at your homes, watching our virtual ceremony, and remember all of the memories with your classmates, families, and staff who helped you be here today. Also take in the moment at our smaller ceremonies this weekend as you walk across the stage on our athletic stadium. Remember this day and the adversities each senior class has had to overcome in the last 150 years to be at their respective ceremonies. While some of your challenges vary, from learning virtually to not having a live prom, or as serious as losing a loved one, or not knowing what comes next, know that you made it. Remember these trying times and how you can utilize these experiences anytime you struggle in life. Know that you will overcome anything, just as all Albany High graduates prior to you have. In viewing our virtual senior celebrations in the past few weeks, we all learned to celebrate in new ways. Starting with our virtual athletic banquet, our award celebration, and prom, to the senior superlatives and top 10 photos. Communication for all of us has changed. In some ways, it has connected us more as we learn to communicate virtually and be creative in doing so. This will certainly prove to be an invaluable skill you have all developed for your plans in career and college. It has been so inspiring to connect virtually with our senior class in meetings and then to see you all at cap and gown distribution. Many of you spoke about how you have secured jobs, careers in certified trades, joined the military, and how you are attending college. From our certified programs, we have cosmetologists, nursing assistants, auto techs, culinary students, construction, and more. We have graduates attending local community colleges and universities, Hudson Valley, Schenectady, St. Rose, Siena, SUNY, and all the way to Princeton and Vassar. Albany High School's offerings provide a once-in-a-lifetime experience, giving you the skills and experience to succeed in our ever-changing society. On behalf of our administrative team and staff, we want all of you to reflect on your high school experience and current times and take advantage of how you can truly use this knowledge to move yourselves and the world forward. That is truly what represents being an Albany High School graduate.
Graduates of 2020, we started this year talking about equity and how to actualize equity in our everyday lives. This is the time for you to truly actualize equity. This is the time for you to actualize and understand social justice. This is the time for you to actualize and remember that your voice matters and that the time is right for you to truly step forward and be the change that you would like to see in this vast, complex world. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. These words from Dr. Martin Luther King resonate with me even more today than they did from the first time that I've heard them. We as a district have not been silent about the things that matter. We continue to be vocal about equity and about how we actualize equity each day in our educational environment. How do we make our world a better place? These are the questions that we should be asking. Over the past few weeks, you have seen on the news disturbing images and events of how African Americans have been treated in disparaging ways. Many of you have questions about what can be done to change the trajectory of the systemic barriers which perpetuate these numerous events. Many of you are trying to process the world around you and the COVID-19 medical pandemic, to the immediate transition to online learning, the death of Mr. George Floyd, and the random acts of violence that we are seeing in our city. You have been thrust into a society needing clarity, purpose, and direction. As the graduating class of 2020, I ask you to explore what these events really mean in the context of what you are seeing take shape right before your very eyes. You have heard a great deal about the new normal and reimagining education, reimagining healthcare, and reimagining social justice. You have an opportunity right now to take the knowledge and skills that you have learned and become an active member of our community and have your voice heard in meaningful ways. First, continue to get an education. Take the next step and continue to learn and grow as to how you can make your education work for you. Secondly, your senior year has been one of innovation and change. It has been one of challenges for the status quo. Your senior year has been one of reimagining, and while you have had numerous opportunities to recreate these events that are happening for you, let's look at all that you have learned and actualized during this time. You have learned to actualize the ability to take online learning and use it as a voice to be heard with your teachers and your administrators in an online platform. You have been able to actualize time management and understand that compromise with your siblings and your family members is the true art of negotiations and collaboration. You have been able to actualize that while technology is necessary in our society, human connection is more powerful beyond measure. You have also been able to actualize that some things that appear so important right now do not hold the lasting importance compared to the social justice issues that are facing our society and have lasting impacts year after year after year. Finally, through these actualizations of equity in education, your eyes have been opened to the call of collaborative systemic change. We need you to use your education to work together to create a better community, a better society, and a better world. We need you to use your education to help make our education systems better. We need you to use your education to make our healthcare systems better. And we need you to use your education to help make our social justice systems better. In the wake of Black Lives Matter, make this time and this space matter. Take the next steps of your life and determine how you will matter in the new normal. What difference will you make to create the new normal? How creative will you be to think differently about your contributions to our community, our society, and our world? Finally, how will you begin to use your voice to reimagine the things that matter most? Our lives begin to end the day that we become silent about the things that matter. And yes, these things matter. Class of 2020, we are so very proud of you. And on behalf of the City School District of Albany and our district leadership team, we would like to leave you with these final comments to guide you toward your success in the future.
We wish you well, and we only want the best for you.
Know that everyone has the power to be great through service to all mankind.
Your success is our success. We believe in you because you matter.
Respect for human life is the essence of humanity.
Continue your education and put your knowledge and skills to good use.
Stand for something, or you will fall for anything.
Use your voice to make positive change in our society.
Be the change that you would like to see in our community.
Congratulations, Albany High Class of 2020.
On behalf of the Board of Education, I welcome you again to Albany High Commencement 2020. I am so happy to be here to celebrate the class of 2020. Families, staff, teachers, community members, thank you for everything you have done for this year's class as they have navigated these unprecedented times. Graduates, congratulations. I am so excited to see what you are going to do in the world. I know you're disappointed not to have had a normal senior year. What happened to your prom? What happened to your awards ceremony? I know it's not the way you thought it was going to be, and we're all disappointed for you. None of you had a normal senior year, and none of us had a normal 2020 anywhere in the world. And so 2020 will always be remembered as a time of challenges, but I believe it will also be a time that we began a transformational change. A change for you, certainly, but also a change for our country. This has been a year when many people, especially young people like you, raise their voice to say now is the time for change. There is no doubt in my mind at all that change is in the air and that you are going to be a part of it. There's a wonderful poem called On Children by Lebanese-American writer Khalil Gibran. Now, I'm not really one who's much for poetry, so I didn't know that this was a poem until I heard it as a song. This was in the early 90s by an a cappella group called The Flirtations, which was a gay man's a cappella group singing during the AIDS crisis, which was the health crisis of my time. The Flirtations version was actually a cover of an amazing production by Sweet Honey and the Rock, which is an African-American women's ensemble that really can knock your socks off. I am not a singer, so instead of singing, I'm going to read a section of the poem, just slightly paraphrased. I do encourage you to seek out the musical versions because they are amazing. Grown-ups, you may give your children your love, but not your thoughts. For your children have their own thoughts. Their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You can strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you. Graduates, I hope you hear that. We grown-ups cannot imagine, feel, or know what it is to be you, heading into adulthood in this crazy time we call 2020. We can help, but our job is not to tell you how to think. It is only to help you find your own path to the house of tomorrow. Your next step on that path may take you to military service. It may take you directly to the work world. It may take you to higher education or someplace entirely different. But wherever it takes you, I know that because you were part of this special community at Albany High, you will have both the skills and the perspective to change the world. Not only here in Albany, but also throughout our country, where we need to live up to the ideals that we espouse. You will not only dwell in the house of tomorrow, you will build it. You will build it better, you will build it stronger, and you will build it so that it works for everyone. Everyone here in the city of Albany, and everyone here in our country. So again, on behalf of the Board of Education, we congratulate you and wish you the best of luck as you seek the house of tomorrow.
Good morning, family, friends, teachers, staff, my fellow classmates, and everyone here to celebrate this special day. My name is Kamila Tsenko, and I'm honored to be speaking to you today. Today, we commemorate the conclusion of 12 years of education, hard work, sacrifices, and incredible life-changing moments and memories to last us a lifetime. I've looked forward to giving this speech and achieving this moment since the second grade, and I've spent a lot of time pondering what it is that I would like to leave you with. I toyed with the idea of sharing a quote that has inspired me or could be used to describe our futures, but after much reflection, I settled on the idea that nobody knows us, the graduating class of 2020, better than we know ourselves. Looking back on our years here, I tried to distinguish what was most meaningful and helped shape us the most, and I've decided that it is the abundance of people that we've encountered. These last 4 years especially have been filled with inspiring teachers, lifelong friends, supportive family, upbeat staff, and countless other individuals who have molded us into the young adults that we are today. On our freshman first day 4 years ago, I met a girl whom I didn't realize would become my absolute best friend. She introduced me to many others who would become my closest friends, whom I believe will be in my life many years from now. These new friends, along with the ones we had known for years before high school, were the people we turned to celebrate and overcome the twists and turns of the high school experience. Along with our friends and peers, I would like to thank the staff that would greet us each morning with radiating positivity, energy, and rhymes to help make it through the day, semester, year, and all the way to graduation. I want to thank our teachers, who not only educated us and worked tirelessly to make sure that we would leave these halls better and smarter than when we came in, but also for inspiring us to set goals higher than we could have ever dreamed of setting. And above all, I would like to thank our families beside us, whether they are the people we were born into or the people we've chosen to love throughout these last 18 years. These people have loved us, believed in us, supported us, protected us, sacrificed for us, and cheered us on at school events and life in general. It is because of my family and their many sacrifices to start a new life in this country that I have the privilege of standing before you all, educated and with plans for the future. It is because of all these people and their unwavering faith in our abilities that we stand here today. And now, I will tell you what 2 things I ultimately want to leave you with. First, set goals for yourself. Aim high, succeed, and achieve everything that you dream of. Your only limit is your doubt and fear. Put that aside and create the future you've looked up to and admired in the people around you. But as you're doing this, don't forget what is truly important to you. I dedicated all of my time, effort, and energy to stand here today, and I forgot to truly live life. Your success won't come easy and without hard work and sacrifices, as you know from making it to this day. But along the way, hold on to your relationships with your family, friends, mentors, and other important people in your life. Make happiness a priority in the pursuit of your dreams, and continue to make memories and experience all of the beautiful things that life has to offer. Don't let life pass you by, but rather confront it head on. Secondly, do good. As many people know, the decade-long tradition has been for seniors to take a service trip to Costa Rica. In the 2 weeks that we spend there, we dedicate part of our time to volunteering in the communities around us. At the time, I didn't realize how profound of an impact our work there would have. It wasn't until after we had finished beautifying the town and cleaning up the beach and turtle sanctuary that we realized the meaning of our work. Seeing how happy and proud the locals were reinforced the importance of doing good in the world. In the end, it didn't matter that we woke up early or that it was 92 degrees, but instead, the true meaning of our work was found in the happiness of the local people and positive changes we had established. So as you go into the world and start your new journey, look at the bigger picture and think of how you can inspire good, happiness, and positive change in your community and the world around us. We are a strong-willed, outspoken, morally driven generation, and for this, I could not be more proud. Our fellow classmates have organized strikes or participated in protests for causes we feel are important because we want to see positive changes in this world. Do not limit your efforts to yourself because each and every one of us has so much to offer the world, regardless of where we come from or what we look like. And if you ever feel doubt at your ability to overcome adversity and hardship, think of this. How many classes can say that they survived the ups and downs of senior year during a worldwide pandemic? The past few months have turned all of our worlds upside down, and through all of the losses and uncertainties that we've endured, we are still standing here today, graduating and closing this chapter of our lives. And although I am saddened by all that we missed out on and true closure to finishing out this journey, I can't help but think that we are facing extraordinary circumstances because we are an extraordinary group of people. I am honored to have been your classmate and a Falcon, and I can't wait to witness the incredible changes we all make in this world. I wish you all the best of luck and all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. Congratulations to the class of 2020 and to all who helped us get here. Thank you.
To all watching this, hello. I am Mimi Morse, salutatorian of Albany High School's class of 2020. Once I got over the shock of this recognition, my very first thought was, oh no, I'm going to have to make a speech for this, aren't I? Of course, as time went by, I realized that it is actually a great honor to be here in front of you giving this speech. Although I am not giving it to you in person, I would still like to extend my sincerest congratulations to each and every graduate. We have all worked so hard to get to where we are today. The learning environment we have been trying to learn in has been crazy and confusing, and I, for one, hope that it never happens again. What I hope will continue to happen is people coming together as a community to celebrate life and the youth. Congratulations on making it through this year and through these past 4 years. We have all had ups and downs here at the High, but I hope we can end this chapter of our lives happily. We might not be together right now, but we are still connected through the High, through our shared experiences, and through this graduation. This chapter of our lives ended on a very strange note, with our world confined to the size of a computer screen. But we are now opening a new chapter. This new chapter means different things for all of us. I don't know what it includes for you, but I hope that whatever you do, you'll be able to find happiness. I hope that as you go out into the world, or maybe stay at home and experience everything virtually, who knows with Corona, you will keep this feeling of pride and accomplishment that you have from graduating. I hope you will be able to reach your goals and cross those metaphorical finish lines, just as you have in this great game we call high school. Be amazed and be proud. You have lived through these crazy times. You have worked through them and come out better because of them. It feels like our experiences and the thrill of graduation have been weighed down by COVID-19 and all the confusion and sadness that came with it. The pandemic and shutdown have forced us to realize that there are some things we can control, but many we cannot. But here we are at our high school graduation. You are strong. You made it through this. You can make it through life. We have suffered through the recent hardships, but we need to remember to celebrate our moments of joy and accomplishment. Take a break if you can, and try not to stress about things that are out of your control. COVID-19 has been out of our control. It was never in our control in the first place. But we're still here together, celebrating the closing of one chapter in our lives and the beginning of the next. While our time as high schoolers is ending, our time as adults is quickly approaching. This end will not be our last goodbye, just to see you later. Class of 2020, congratulations. I wish you all the very best, and I hope that when we see each other again, we will be able to remember these strange times with fondness and greet each other with warm smiles and maybe an embrace. So until we all meet again, I'll see you later.
Hello, Albany High School's Class of 2020. My name is Debarza Azuela, your class president for this year. For starters, take a moment to look at the cap on your head and the gown over your shoulders. You made it. Although I know that we would rather be in the Times Union Center celebrating this milestone, walking across that stage with our family cheering us on, we can finally say that we're high school graduates, Class of 2020, and no one can take that away from us. Through the countless things each one of us had to battle on our own to make it here, to the worldwide epidemic that affected us all in some way, shape, or form, we still did it. And that in itself shows the strength of the Class of 2020, of all of you. The crazy part about all of this is that this is only the beginning. The end of high school, yes, but the beginning of a new life. Whether you're choosing to go on to pursue further education or enter the workforce, your life is only now beginning, and it's time for you to make the most of it. Wherever you decide to go, whatever you decide to do, high school will always be an influence in your life, from the friends you make to the memories that will last a lifetime. With that being said, congratulations to the Class of 2020 for all that you've accomplished, and continue to be amazing.
We would like to take this moment to recognize our Board of Education Comprehensive Scholarship Awards. These awards recognize students who excel in specific content areas. This year's recipients are Olivia Lopez, Science; Rafal Othman, Science; Joanna Campbell, Business; Math, Sophia Perlman and Asa Mohammed; English as a New Language, Batul Shadea; Foreign Language, Sven Seniza; Music, Temba Petersey; Art, Natalie Penna; English, Mimi Morse and Ezra Jones; Social Studies, Cecile Bamberger, Lena Morse; Career and Technical Education, Danielle Williams; Demonstrated Improvement, Angelina Bolio; Physical Education, Maxwell Roper, Allison Hayes. We would also like to take a moment to recognize the Ben Becker Memorial Scholarship. This year, the scholarship goes to Asa Mohammed. Finally, we would like to recognize the Douglas Lincoln Scholarships. Rafal Othman, Destiny Stenson, Hasabul Hassan, Miriam Ogunusi. Members of the Class of 2020, according to the regulations of the Department of Education of the State of New York, and by the power and authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the Superintendent of Schools of the City School District of Albany, I now declare that all of you standing before me today are graduates of Albany High School, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Graduates, please move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, you are now officially graduates of Albany High School. It is now my privilege to present to you Albany High School's Class of 2020.